Alright, folks. You called a detective. So, what exactly is all the fuss about?
Oh, dear detective, thank goodness you are here. We've heard you deal in the, supernatural realm at times, do you not?
Oh? And what makes you think there's something supernatural going on around here, then?
Well, it is not every day that a missing book shows up unexpectedly at the front door, now does it?
Oh, tell me more.
It all started 2 days ago, I think. Hubert, is that quite right?
Indeed, madam.
And you are?
Oh, he's just my butler, Hubert.
Ah, a butler, you say?
We don't always commit the crimes, you know.
Yes, well, that remains to be seen.
Anyway, as I was saying, the book went missing 2 days ago. It was my favorite edition of Agatha Christie.
Ah, you have a good taste in books, I see. I'm quite the collector of Agatha Christie books as well. Which of her stories were you reading?
What do you mean, dear fellow? I was reading Agatha Christie.
Right, but which book? Never mind. So the book went missing. Then what? Did you try looking around where you last left it?
That's where it became odd, you see. We practically tore my house apart. It was my favorite edition, after all.
You say that about all your editions, madam. I stayed up till 1 a.m. searching every nook and cranny.
Yes, you did, poor boy.
Uh-huh, so nothing.
I wrote it off as gone for good, you see. Terrible, just terrible. But then...
I'm listening.
Then, early this morning, Hubert went to pick up my morning paper. And what should he find?
The book?
The very one. My special edition Agatha Christie.
Well, good then. You found your book. Not exactly sure why I'm here.
Not so fast, detective. Don't you find it strange? It was left at my front door with nary a word or note left behind.
The Good Samaritan was probably shy, that's all.
No, indeed. I know every one of my neighbors, and they would definitely say something.
So?
So, it was left behind by a ghost.
The only answer.
You do realize how much I charge per hour for house visits, right?
Hubert! He doesn't believe us. Oh, what are we to do?
Perhaps some proof, madam.
Yes, indeed. We need to show him the proof. Hubert, show him the proof.
We found these on the front door handle. Fingerprints. I took pictures. Here.
Okay, so someone with grubby hands touched your doorknob.
Look closer. Here, I have a magnifying glass.
You have what? How did... You know what? Never mind. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, they are fingerprints, all right. But why is this so special?
I compared them with the fingerprints of her deceased husband.
You what?
I have a copy of his fingerprints framed on my wall, of course.
When comparing the fingerprints from the knob to his fingerprints, I discovered a match.
My husband's ghost returned the book.
Perhaps your husband's fingerprints have just never been cleaned off the doorknob.
Master has been dead for 10 years, detective.
Ah.
So, you see, my husband returned the book, but I don't know what to do. Is his ghost still around here? Is it happy or angry? How do I get in contact with it?
Madam, I'm not sure why you'd want to get in touch with his ghost, but in my line of work, we typically try to get rid of ghost problems. If he hasn't contacted you since, I think that's all the better.
But he returned my favorite edition of Agatha Christie. Surely he was sending me a message.
You're stressing poor madam out. Perhaps you should take a rest and I will talk with the detective on my own?
Oh, yes, you're quite right, Hubert. Oh, he's looking out for me. He is. Yes, yes.
Are you quite sure you want me to look into this?
Definitely. You heard how important it was to the madam. She's quite wealthy, so the cost is no problem to us.
Very well, if you insist. You really don't think a neighbor dropped off the book, do you?
I know for a fact they didn't.
And why is that?
Well, no one reads Agatha Christie these days now, do they? Besides, her copy is so worn and old.
Really? I thought the binding looked quite new. You showed it to me just a few minutes ago.
Oh, yes, I suppose it does, doesn't it?
Hubert, is there something you'd like to tell me?
No, sir. If you need any more information about the case, don't hesitate to give us a ring.
Will do. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Samantha? Did you type up that case file I sent you this afternoon?
Sure did, boss. That's a strange case about the old lady and her Agatha Christie.
Yeah, seems like a worthless inquiry, but we gotta pay the bills around here.
Speaking of Agatha Christie, the old book collector gave us a call earlier today. Said he found a vintage copy of Murder on the Orient Express. He wanted to know if you were coming by later to have a look at it.
Did you tell him yes?
I know you. Of course I did. He said to stop by around 8 o'clock.
Ah, you're a peach. I'll head over as soon as I'm done with this case file. Oh, it's already supper time. Sam, you should be heading home about now, right?
Already 2 steps ahead of you. Good night.
Alex, my boy. I knew you'd stop by to have a look at that book I just received.
Ah, Charlie. Couldn't help myself. Sam mentioned it was vintage.
Oh, yes. At least 15 years old, I'd say. Well loved, too. But it's first edition. Have a look.
Ah, quite a nice find. Wait. There's an inscription in here. To my darling Alice, with love, from Bromley.
Ah, yes. It had an old photo of a couple, too. I'm assuming that's Alice and Bromley right there.
Hold on. Let me look at that. Why, that's the lady I spoke to this morning. Goodness. Where did you get this book from?
Oh, an English chap came in and sold it to me. Said he wanted a newer copy since this one was so ratty looking.
Do you have a record of the chap's name?
Let me see. Yes. Ah, yes. It was under the name of Hubert Egerton.
Huh. May I borrow your phone?
Oh, why, yes, of course.
Good evening, the Witherspoon residence. Hubert speaking.
Hubert, my good man. This is Alexander Pocky, the detective.
Ah, dear sir. How goes your evening?
Yeah, well, I might have a lead on your case.
Truly?
Yeah, you sold her book and bought her a new one to replace it, didn't you? Why didn't you just tell the old gal?
Ah, I see you found out. Yes, it's true. I sold her old book because it was all torn to shreds. I brought her a new one for her to enjoy, for I knew she wouldn't notice the difference.
Goodness gracious, then why'd you call it detective?
Well, you saw her today, didn't you? I've never seen her so excited or giddy since Master passed away. It gave her so much excitement.
But there's no real case, though.
I think she rather knows it and is having too much fun. Let her have her daydreams, detective.
All right, fine. I suppose you know her best. But how on earth did you put the dead husband's fingerprints on the doorknob then? That's a pretty neat trick.
Oh, I didn't do anything with the fingerprints on the doorknob. That wasn't me.
But You didn't set that up as proof of a ghost?
Oh, excuse me. Someone's knocking on the door. I'll be right back. Let me set you down for now. Good evening. Hello? Hello?
Hubert? Hubert!
What gives?
I do believe I have a new ghost case on my hands.